Guys, I have, again, it's a rush job. I'm trying to very quickly just let you know a couple of videos I'm going to review. Again, still don't have any time to let everyone know. I'll quickly put it on the Facebook. It's all rush. My wife's going to be back in a minute. So it's the same old story that I have no time in the day. So what I'm going to do is just quickly look at a couple of videos. Now, the whole purpose of today is that we are going to, because of the announcement of the book release, Priscilla, basically Elvis and Me Too, yeah? She can call it what she wants. I will always call it Elvis and Me Too, yeah? I'm just going to spend all day exposing her wrongdoing. That's my plan, yeah? So I was looking at some videos. Obviously, I'm a fan of Presley Mania. I'm a fan of Rare Elvis photos. So I thought we were just discussing about Priscilla and about Graceland. She likes to tell the world that she saved Graceland. I disagree fully. I think it's a complete scam. Now, I think eventually she was part of the process later on. So she jumped on the bandwagon, but she did not save Graceland. And I was Googling it. Yeah, later she became part of the process because she wanted her pound of flesh. She wanted her, what money she could have. Yeah. So I Googled it. Let's see if it's going to come up here. It says here, while Priscilla Presley played a crucial role in management of Graceland and Elvis Presley estate after his death, the statement, Priscilla Presley did not save Graceland. She did not single-handedly save the property from financial ruin. Now, she gets involved with it as a business eventually. Yeah. She's involved, eventually is involved with the opening of it as a museum, but it wasn't her idea. She got involved in the business side of course, you know, the debts, the mortgages. Hello, my man. So she didn't save it, guys. It's pretty, even here it's clear if you look it up. She jumped in. It's sort of like, how can I explain it? If I bought a business that had problems and they were in the middle of sorting out the problems, and then I bought it and I helped, yeah, you get it? That doesn't mean she saved it. It doesn't mean it was her idea. She did not save it. It was not her idea. So this is the con. You know, we were just playing the Jack Sodden video. They want to just sit there and go, oh yes, you know, we got our heads together. And I went looking for someone to save the day, and I found Jack Sodden. He with me. We made decisions to save the day. That's bullshit. Bullshit. They were already saving the day. She jumped in on it and then took all the credit. She has always acknowledged Jack Sodden's as well, because of course she has, because he was the architect. Him and Morgan Maxfield were the architects of after Vernon passed, what was to be done, yeah, with Memphis City, yeah. Now there's a lot more to it, guys. I'm no expert. There's a lot more to it. So let's click on Rare Elvis Photos video. I haven't listened to this. Let's just have a little listen. This Rare Elvis Photos.
And I ain't saying she's a gold. Good morning, Elvis fans.
So remember, hang on 1 second. Let's go back. I've just clicked off it by mistake, but so remember, hang on a minute.
And I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but there's that. Good morning, Elvis.
So remember, I'm a big fan of Rare Elvis Photos, and he's great. Joe Sins, love him. Great videos, great channel. I would always praise Joe. He's always been very good to me. He's a good guy. So let's just hear what he's got to say about his title. Did Priscilla try to steal Graceland away from Elvis? Now, this is a bit further down the road. This is more concerning the second divorce settlement, and a divorce settlement that should never have happened. Yeah, that she promised she would never go back for more money. but she did. And this was, from what I can see, this was going on from 1973, the second divorce settlement, to the day he died. Yeah, even days before he died, this was still going on, guys. This is serious stuff. So remember, Priscilla portrays herself as someone who always was there for Elvis, and they were so close, and they were better apart, and he was the love of my life, and I want to be buried next to him. And she always portrays herself as his widow, as if they were still married when he died. This is all part of the con, the scam, the way that the public are tricked, that there was this beautiful romance. Everything was great except for Elvis was unfaithful. It's bullshit. So let's listen to what Joe has to say, yeah?
Fans, so a lot of you probably saw the short video that I posted last night about Priscilla Presley filing a lien on Graceland in April of 1977, which predates Elvis's major drop and death just a few months later.
So just so you know, I'm pretty sure that this information came from Amy Collett. Pretty sure our researcher, Amy, is who discovered the deed of trust that was created to place a debt on Graceland. The lawyers of Priscilla placed this debt on Graceland to guarantee Priscilla got her money because Elvis couldn't afford the second divorce settlement. It was that simple. The amount of money that Priscilla wanted was massive. Elvis was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Elvis and Vernon. And they come up with this plan where they can pay it in installments. This is a very greedy second divorce settlement. Very greedy. Almost could have bankrupted Elvis. Priscilla could have become the owner of Graceland. It was that serious, yeah? Priscilla was demanding more money in this second divorce settlement that she promised would never happen.
You know, Elvis Presley had a divorce settlement with Priscilla that they both agreed on, and then Priscilla spent that money really quick and on a failed business venture. So she decided to sue Elvis.
So we know about Biss and Bo, the clothing boutique. It's a complicated story, but I think eventually she sells her shares of it to her partner, Biss. Well, I don't actually remember her name. From what I can tell, it wasn't a success, and that Elvis was sending people there to use it to help her. And the only reason people were going there was because they wanted to see Elvis's ex-wife, Priscilla Presley. It was her fame that got her some custom. But from what I can tell, in the long run, it failed. Yeah? Am I right or wrong? Tell me, guys.
Elvis again. And let me say right now, you're gonna want to watch the full 8 minutes of this video because there's a lot of shocking revelations in here that Priscilla doesn't want you to know. The second lawsuit, which was a betrayal, put him in a vicious cycle of having to tour and tour. And it's also one of the reasons why he had to let Red go.
So let me just have a quick look at that document quickly. I'm guessing these documents came from Amy. Let's have a look. The deed of trust. So Amy, if this was your document, thank you so much for finding this. Amy Collett, the researcher. We love Amy. Auntie Amy, okay? The deed of trust. Whereas all of the notes described and in occurred by said trust have been paid in full, and there is nothing due or owing out on said indebtedness, nor under the terms of provision of said trust and deed. Whereas said deed are briefly described as follows. So all I know is that they had to create the deed of trust. Sorry, my wife's here, okay? Sorry, I've only just started. They had to create, I waited ages, but you were so long, I thought I should start. They created the deed of trust. Right, you got, now, I said that when you come here, because they've been watching TV, I said they can go on their P's, yeah, once you get in. So they created the deed of trust, which is basically a way of creating a debt on a lien on Graceland. In England, we call it a charge. And in installments, some say that Elvis sold his pre-1973 rights to records, wherever it is, yeah, so that he could afford these installments. There was still a lot of money owed to Priscilla when Elvis died. Yeah. Now remember, I keep saying this, Priscilla is a big part of the reason the money had run out, because Elvis had given Priscilla so much that is why the money was running out. Yeah. So, and of course, we know Elvis was a spender. Come on, we know he bought, houses, cars, jewelry. He was very generous. But Priscilla was part of the reason. Yeah.
Of all the statements that she's continued to make. Anyhow, so Priscilla Presley, in my opinion, with this lien on Graceland, hastened Elvis Presley's death pretty quick. The attachment on Graceland with this lien was for $494,024 and looks like 49 cents. This would never have come to light if it wasn't for public records, because there is no way in the world Priscilla would ever want this out.
So I'm pretty sure that it's Amy Collett that found this. Right. So the Tennessee Public Records Act grants person the rights to make copies of the public records to the extent the person has the right to inspect records. Yeah. So someone, pretty sure it was Amy, knows how to access these records. There's obviously money. There's a cost to this. You can't just get it all for free. You have to pay the fees. So if Amy did get this, which I think she did, we thank Amy, of course, Auntie Amy Collett. So let's keep going.
And I don't know if Lisa Marie Presley even was aware of this, to be honest. But if she was, I think she can put two and two together as well. Elvis Presley just toured and toured. Even when he couldn't get up because of all his medical ailments and really, the prescription drug use to try to control all the pain and really probably some emotional issues as well, he still was forced to go on stage, because if he didn't, he would owe that venue money. He would owe the band and the orchestra money. So he was a dancing puppet for Priscilla Presley and Colonel Parker until the very end of his life, and he was still going to go out.
So let's try and explain that a bit. Let me just shut the door a minute. Gino? All right, that's right. I just want to shut this door. I like that door shut. I can't concentrate when they're in and out. Sorry, guys. All right, let's get this. Okay, brothers. All right, mate. All right. Okay, here I come. Okay, sorry guys, it's a bit of a rush job. I wanted to quickly get a live in now quickly, which I didn't have chance to inform anyone. So there's a few things here that Joe says, that Elvis was a dancing puppet for the Colonel Tom Parker and for Priscilla. I think what he's trying to say is he had to work. This deed of trust, this debt on Graceland that was placed by Priscilla and her lawyers, so that to guarantee she gets her money, because the amount of money she was asking was crazy. I'm pretty sure, I know here it says 490, I think £4,000 odd, but it was a lot more than that as far as I know. It was a lot more than that. This was I'm guessing, but this was the shortfall. There was more. Yeah, she wanted a percentage of the copyrights. She wanted much higher spousal payments for the kids, for Lisa. Priscilla was going for it. Yeah. Some say it was Robert Kardashian that put her up to it. But from what we know, the first divorce settlement was pretty fair. Yeah. There was some property, some cars, a motorbike, some cash, credit cards, stuff like that. Some monthly spousal payments. It was very fair. I think very generous from Elvis, but also quite fair. Yeah. But this was completely in a different league. I think the second divorce settlement was after 73. Tell me the right dates if you know, guys. But this was really going for the jugular. This was like, I'm literally going to get everything I can. Everything. Even if that means owning Graceland. This was serious. This is just an opinion for entertainment purposes. This whole show is just opinions. But the reason I'm bringing these kind of things up is because I'm trying to show that we've got this book coming. Yeah? This new, I will always call it Elvis and Me Too. Yeah? Because that's what this is. Now, this book is out in September. Yeah? You could already pre-order it. Now, I keep saying this, that I feel that Priscilla is gaining momentum. Yeah? Whether it be on social media, websites, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, Facebook, or receiving awards, because she's received a few awards, or the Bad Newheim trip, you know, the hugging of the statue, all that kind of stuff. I just think at the moment, and this has been going on for a month now, that it's coming fast and furious. Yeah, wherever you look, there is massive support, gaining momentum for Priscilla and her lies. Yeah, her brainwashing, because I feel the public are brainwashed by Priscilla's lies. She's been lying, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, for getting on 50 years. Yeah, because it wasn't just, the lies aren't just in this fake book, this fake fairy tale, this book of lies. The lies also were leading up to the writing of the book. She did many interviews, not just TV interviews, also tabloids, magazines. And I just think the majority of the public just went with it, and she knows it. She knows the public are gullible. So I'm like, we need to start re-exposing everything. So we need to start re-talking about this. I wanted to discuss Presley Mania's video, her views on the release of the book. And then Joe has got another video here about all the different times that Priscilla was unfaithful and the different men that she was seeing before they divorced. There's a couple of men before and there's quite a few men after. So the public need to know the real Priscilla. Now, don't confuse this with hate. This isn't a let's all hate Priscilla. This is we have to expose Priscilla and her wrongdoing to defend Elvis and Lisa. That's what this is about. Elvis, Lisa, Riley, Finley, Harper. We have to expose it. Remember, Riley, Finley and Harper are always going to see Priscilla as their grandmother. Even though they know there's been a lot of wrongdoing from Priscilla, it's always going to be Gran. We don't have that problem. We, the fans, we're the main people that defend Elvis. The main people that defend Elvis is us, the fans. Yeah? The Elvis fans. Yeah? So we don't have the problem of, oh, she's my grandmother. She's blood. Remember, Priscilla's gone. So who's left? It's Gran. That's how Riley will see it. That's how Finley and Harper will see it. So even if they see the wrongdoing, it's still blood. It's still Gran. Get it? So it's still Nana, whatever they call her. Nuna, whatever it is. So do you guys understand that? That they are between a rock and a hard place. Because they know there's wrongdoing, but they also know you only get one grandmother. We all know that within families, we fall out with relatives, but then we make up. We fall out with our mum, dad, granddad, cousins, uncles, but then we make up because it's blood. Yeah. Riley, Finley, and Harper have that problem. So let's keep going, guys.
On the road, and like I said, then the night that Elvis Presley died, he did have conversations with people around him that questioned how long he would be around. So I think he really knew that his earthly time was coming to an end.
So I will comment on that. It's an awkward one. We did a review the other day on when and the way that Elvis's will was drawn up. Yeah. And one of the things that was said was that Elvis also willed people willed the money to how can I say it? He willed things for his dad. Yeah. For Minnie May, people like that, yeah? Of course, Lisa was the number one thing. But what the fact that because if it was me, tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Tell me if you disagree. Yeah. If it was me and I was going to make a will, I would will it to my wife and to my kids. I wouldn't even think about anyone else, because you always think younger, don't you? You always go younger. And what the person's video said that we reviewed the other day was, it's unusual to will things to older people. It's unusual. So Elvis only being in his early 40s, maybe even late 30s, willing things to people that are older than him, like his father, of course, is an unusual move. So what Joe, I think, is saying is that Elvis had a feeling he could die. He may die. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but to me, Elvis knew he was sick. I think the people very close to him also knew he was very unwell. Yeah. Some of them try and deny it and say, oh, we didn't think he was going to die. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think the last couple of years, everyone was very worried for Elvis dying. Yeah. Even when you listen to people like some of the Memphis Mafia, Linda Thompson, Ginger Old, Sheila, Sheila Ryan, is that the one? People are worried. People are seriously worried. So I understand Elvis, Joe at Rare Elvis Photos saying, do you know what? People were worried. Elvis sort of knew that he wasn't well. Get it, guys? I try and say that respectfully. I can't even leave a message on her Instagram. Comments have been turned off. They are all praising her, saying they can't wait. Yes. So we're going to do, Debbie, we are going to cover the way that everyone is. If you go to her Facebook page, yeah, everyone's like, oh, I can't wait for the book to come out. I can't wait. You know, it's going to be so good. Everything you've been through, poor you, Priscilla. You know, you've really suffered. You've kept Elvis's legacy alive, and you saved Gracelands, and you opened the museum and saved the day. I've heard it all. Everyone is kissing Priscilla's ass. When I say everyone, the people that are brainwashed, that don't know the truth, the Priscilla fans. Now, I say this to Priscilla fans. You should be Elvis fans. You should be Elvis fans. Why Priscilla has become the new Elvis makes no sense to me. If you are a Priscilla worshipper and you haven't done your research and you don't know the truth, please do it, and do it on behalf of Elvis. The reason you are a Priscilla fan is because you're an Elvis fan. So your loyalties are misguided. You should be with Elvis, not with Priscilla. And you're just going to, the Priscilla fans are going to automatically go, oh, you're just a Priscilla hater, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. Yeah. This has never been about hate for me with Priscilla. This has always been that this is just so unfair. Everything that's gone on in the last 50 years is just so unfair to Elvis, to Lisa. Yeah. Isn't that the big thing here? That we are all gutted the way Elvis was treated. We are all gutted the way Lisa Marie was treated, what her life went through at the hands of Priscilla as a mother and her boyfriends, especially Michael Edwards, who allegedly abused her. So this has never been a hate thing. This has always been, we must expose the truth. This is why we're all worried about this book. Yeah? So let's play a bit more.
You know, between the failed racquetball venture where his friends really ripped him off for money because it just was not a good business plan, Priscilla wanting more and more money, and Elvis Presley not having any way to get money besides these concert tours, which is, for a healthy individual, it is a stressful thing. Being an entertainer myself, when you're on the road, you know, and you've got responsibilities and rehearsals and you've got interviews and press, you know, if you're healthy, it's still a stressful thing. Fun for a little while, but then it becomes a work. It becomes a drain. And Elvis had medical issues that were being unattended to. And, you know, when he got off the road, sometimes he'd get put in a hospital for a while, and then he would be out and a little bit healthier. But there was no way Elvis Presley was going to survive the greed that is Priscilla and all the people that were around him. And
so, okay, that's obviously Joe Sins at Rare Elvis Photos. These are his views. I don't know. I think I will say this: if Elvis managed to get the right help, if there was a doctor that knew how to treat Elvis, if Elvis found people that he could properly trust to give him the best advice, there was hope. There was hope for Elvis. Yeah, even Ginger Alden says that he was optimistic about the future. The Hawaii holiday shows that he had slimmed down. I think I won't fully agree that it was all over. The months leading up to him dying. I do think there is a good chance that Elvis could have eventually turned a corner and got better. Yeah, maybe marry Ginger Alden. You know, I won't write Elvis off. There's more to it. Yeah. So let me just read a couple of comments. Do you think Prissy would be careful how she dismisses Lisa because Riley, Harper, and Finn? Well, Elaine has posted something on our Facebook defending Elvis Presley. Elaine has made it very clear. She thinks that Priscilla's going to be very careful on how she does the storyline concerning herself, Lisa, and Elvis, because Priscilla is determined to be buried in the meditation garden. Yeah? So Priscilla's only going to be buried in the meditation garden if she gets, I think, public opinion on her side, Elvis Presley Enterprises on her side, Riley on her side. Obviously, Riley's now the owner of Graceland's, the building. So I do think that the book's going to be careful how it discusses Elvis, how it discusses Riley, of course, Lisa Marie, even the twins. I still think she's going to carry on the storyline of this book. You know, the fake fairy tale. She has to, because the bottom line is it's going to be part 1, part 2. Yeah. So she's not going to change. I think she's still going to say she was a virgin on the night of the wedding. She's still going to say she's going to play the story of that Lisa Marie was very difficult and a typical teenager, because she has to, because she's always played that card. She's also going to carry on saying that when Elvis died, she was gutted, couldn't see her future without him. We know that that's bullshit. She was living with another man. She left Elvis. Off I go, and she took Lisa with her. So she's going to follow the same storyline, because she has to, because that's all part of the con, to keep the lie going. If you look at any interviews going back to any decades, the lie is always kept going, isn't it? Yeah. She forgets stuff and she changes the story a bit because she's 80 basically, isn't she? So she gets things wrong. Like recently, she forgot that Lisa was not with her when Elvis died. Lisa was at Graceland. It's things like that. We can't ignore her age, but generally she has to follow the old story that has conned and brainwashed the public for the last 40 years. The story of Elvis and me. And then if she's trying to make sure she gets buried at the meditation garden, somewhere, a plot around Elvis, she has to keep a lot of people happy to get buried. Yeah. So for example, Memphis City, the fans, Elvis fans, the Priscilla fans. Then you've got, how can I say it? All the people that need to be kept happy so that Priscilla is given the plot to be buried in the meditation garden. So she'll play that game. And I think Elena said this in her Facebook post, that there's a lot of ticks she's got to tick to get the permission. Because people say, oh, it's only 6 plots, whatever it is. That's true, I think. Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong. But Memphis City have the power to add another plot. They do. They do have the power to add another plot. So I'm thinking out loud. She's going to do everything she can to get that plot in the meditation garden. So I think the book will be all about that. the book will try and keep everyone happy, following the same storyline. Poor me, I was a victim, all that rubbish. Oh, I can't live without Elvis. Oh, he's the love of my life. I'm the love of his life. And oh, me and Lisa were really close, but she was difficult. She's going to follow all that, but she'll do it in a way that pleases people so she can still get buried at the meditation garden. That's just me thinking out loud, guys.
There's going to be a lot of people that don't understand that say $494,024. Why didn't Elvis pay her? Think about it. $494,000. You think that Elvis would have that money, but he didn't because his bills were so high. It was $500,000 a month to keep Graceland up. And then he had to pay for the tours, paid for the buses, the gas, the employees, the orchestra, all that stuff. That's all on the artist. So when Elvis Presley played a show and they said, oh, he had $40,000 in gross receipts. Well, that $40,000, Elvis might have seen $3,000, $5,000, $10,000.
So, Joe is obviously he's an entertainer. He's explaining just all the overheads that are involved with running a tour. Okay. I want to go back to your comments. So, Karen, I can't believe they would let her get buried at the Graceland. Common sense says that she wasn't still part of Elvis's life, and it's ridiculous to me. Now, this is the awkward bit, Karen. This is the awkward bit. We are Elvis defenders. We're Elvis fans. Yeah, that's what we do. Every day we defend Elvis. We're defending Lisa and the bloodline, Riley, Finney, and Hart. So we're upset. We're angry. Yeah. We're like, no way, Elvis shouldn't get buried in the meditation garden. He doesn't deserve it. He lost the right as soon as they divorced, as soon as she went off with another man, taking Lisa with her. We're all agreed on that. Yeah. But remember the con. Remember the scam. Remember the brainwashing. Now, if you're an outsider and you're not an Elvis fan, you don't understand the ins and outs of the wrongdoing of Priscilla. And you're seeing it as an outsider. So this is for Karen, yeah? So you believe all of this book, yeah? You believe all the trash, all the lies that have been said about Elvis and Priscilla. And then you start thinking, and you believe that Priscilla still loves Elvis. Yeah? That Priscilla never stopped loving Elvis. And you believe that they were better apart, that even when they divorced, they were still in love. They were still seeing each other regularly. They had a very close friendship. That Lisa Marie didn't know that her mother and father had split up. If you believe all that bullshit, do you see where I'm going now, guys? We are quite a minority. We, the defenders of Elvis and Lisa, we're a minority. The majority of the world, the general public at large in every country, they've fallen for this con, the romance between Elvis and Lisa. They don't know the details. They don't know the different boyfriends that Priscilla had, that Priscilla was very unfaithful. They don't know that Priscilla split up from Elvis 5 years before he died. They probably don't even know. They probably never read the book Elvis and Me. Yeah? So they don't know the trash that's in the book Elvis and Me. They'll know nothing about the child bride stuff, yeah, that says that there was an alternate Priscilla as a teenager, yeah, the child bride version of events. We have all been tricked and conned by Priscilla. They just see Elvis. Seriously, guys, I know this is hard to believe. They act as if Elvis and Priscilla were still married till the day Elvis died, and there was no other men. Priscilla had no other boyfriends. They were still in love when they split up and divorced, and they were there for Lisa. Lisa loved Elvis and Priscilla as if everything was great. Even though they divorced, things were completely fine. This is the con. This is the rip-off, the scam, yeah? So to the outsider, to the general public, of course Priscilla's got to be buried next to her husband. Remember, the public treat them as husband and wife. The public don't know all the details, all the wrongdoing. Yeah? The public will see Lisa as Elvis and Priscilla's daughter. So of course Priscilla should be buried in the meditation garden. The public will see that Elvis and Priscilla's grandchild, Benjamin, is buried. You get it? You see how it works? This is the con. This is the bit. The reason we don't want Priscilla buried at the meditation garden, and the fans are in outrage, they really don't want it to happen. We know that Elvis was not the love of Priscilla's life, and that that Priscilla was not the love of Elvis's life. We know about all the wrongdoing. Yeah, we know about all the different boyfriends and all the horrible way that Lisa Marie was treated by Priscilla as a parent. Yeah, we know about the abuse of Michael Edwards' alleged abuse towards Lisa at the hands of Priscilla. We know it. Yeah, the general public don't, and this is why there will be an this is why the public at large around the world that don't know, that have been brainwashed, will just see that Priscilla just wants to be buried next to her husband and her daughter and her grandchild. You see it? So the odds are against us. Yeah, we have an uphill battle. It's very likely that Priscilla will get her way because that's how the public see her. Now you think about it. With the Nashville, Tennessee award that she just got, the one that Elvis got in 1961, they see Priscilla as Elvis's wife. They don't see all the ins and outs, the details that we see. You get it? That's why she got the award. She should never have got that award. Why did she get that award? Because it's Elvis's wife. Do you get it? Then you've got all these different people that honour Priscilla and give her awards. They see her as Elvis's wife. They don't know the ins and outs. They don't want to know. They've been brainwashed. Now you've got that guy, the billionaire. Do you see that guy, the billionaire? The way that he treated her literally. When I was looking at it, I wonder if I can find it. I don't want to mess this up, but Priscilla with the billionaire. Let me see if I can find it. Priscilla with billionaire. Yeah, and he literally treated her like she was the Queen of America. Let's see if it shows it.
Don't talk anymore.
Let's see if it comes up. I've watched it a couple of times now. He honoured her, didn't he? Do any of you know his name, guys? Isn't he the Australian billionaire? Let's have a look. Let me just see if I can quickly find it. Isn't he like this billionaire? Isn't he like 90 years old? Let's have a look. Who is this? Californian State Assembly member. No, not that one. Do any of you know his name, guys? The billionaire. Let me just check your comments. Oh, hi, I'm Emily. How's your mum? I hope you're well. So let me just... Does anyone know his name? I'm trying to find his name. You got Priscilla dressed in a dress that just the dress alone that she's wearing must have cost about £100,000. I'm just seeing if any of you know his name. I'm just seeing if any of you say his name. Isn't he the Australian billionaire? Let's have a look. I'm trying to. Let's find him. Come on, I've brought it up now. I want to see if I can find him. She gets invited over, and then actually no, it wasn't Australia. It was a different country. Yeah, it wasn't Australia. It wasn't Australia. Now I just realised I'm not sure which country was it. Oh, sorry, I should know, guys. Let's see if I can find it. Come on. Come on. There he is. There he is. I found it.
Priscilla Presley dazzles at the 66th Vienna Opera Ball. Priscilla Presley, former wife of Elvis Presley, enchanted the 66th Vienna Opera Ball with her graceful waltz alongside Austrian billionaire Richard Lugner.
So here we are, the Austrian billionaire. Found it. Now, you look at the way that this woman is treated. Look at the dress she's got on, guys. That's that's a £50,000 dress, right? This guy, I don't know what his name is. I'll have a look in a second, yeah? Look how she is. This was a year ago. This man invited Priscilla, invited her, and literally treated her like she was the queen of the world, yeah? Treated her like she was still married to Elvis. This is the brainwashing. This guy, he's a billionaire. He's not interested in the truth. He's not interested in the truth. He has fallen in love and been brainwashed with the iconic image. I always show this iconic image. Yeah? He believes the beautiful romance of Elvis and Priscilla in the 50s and 60s, yeah? And, oh, she lost Elvis. And then he invites her to Vienna. Why? What has Priscilla done to be invited to Vienna by this billionaire? Nothing, except for marrying Elvis. She married Elvis. She betrayed Elvis. And now she's Elvis's divorcee. What has she done to deserve this? Let's play it. Let's play it a bit longer.
66th Vienna Opera Ball with her graceful waltz alongside Austrian billionaire Richard Lugner. The opulent event, filled with glamour and elegance, paid tribute to enduring legacies and the indomitable spirit of its guests. In a night of opulence and elegance, Priscilla Presley, the former wife of Elvis Presley, took center stage at the 66th Vienna Opera Ball. Accompanied by Austrian billionaire Richard Lugner, Presley waltzed into the...
Remember, a billionaire. So everything she's wearing, I guarantee you, is paid for by the billionaire. Let me just check your comments. I'm trying to give you an example, guys. Oh, hi, Kate. Hope you're well. I'm trying to give you an example, guys, that the way this woman is being treated around the world by very wealthy people, by very successful people, is all based on they've fallen for the lies. They've all been brainwashed. They believe that Priscilla is this downtrodden victim of Elvis that has helped save Elvis's image and reputation and legacy, and she is the reason Elvis is remembered. She is the reason Graceland was opened as a museum. She is the reason Graceland was saved. It's all bullshit. It's all lies, but they believe it. This is why we, the fans, we know this is all a scam, but millions have fallen for it, including very successful, wealthy people. Let's listen.
Grand ballroom of the Vienna State Opera, her sequin gown shimmering under the crystal chandeliers. A dance of legends. The 91-year-old Lugner, known for inviting celebrities to the ball and compensating them generously, finally had the dance he longed for with the 78-year-old Presley. Lugner,
do you see that? Finally had the dance that he longed for with the 78-year-old Priscilla Presley. I mean, guys, I don't care if he's a billionaire. This is a very, very elderly man, yeah? The only reason she is there with him is because he's a billionaire. No other reason.
Construction mogul, has made a tradition of inviting high-profile guests to the prestigious event, with past attendees including Kim Kardashian, Goldie Hawn, and Jane Fonda. Kardashian's attendance in 2014 made headlines when she left early and declined to dance with Lugner. She later alleged that she'd experienced a racially insensitive incident at the ball.
So, Emily, hi Emily, say hi to your mum. Thank you. Now, Emily, I think Emily said that this happened not that long after Lisa passed. Is that correct? Put it in the comments, yeah? This happened long after. No, I mean just after Lisa Marie passed. Is that true? Yeah. She's 78. So it's either before or... When is it? Before, after, during, you know, it's... Tell me, guys. Tell me, guys.
This year, however, it was Priscilla Presley who stole the show in a glamorous gown adorned with sequins and an oversized black bell. A gathering of glamour and grace. The Vienna Opera Ball, a grand affair that transforms the opera house into a resplendent ballroom, attracts approximately 5,000 meticulously dressed guests from the worlds of politics, business, and society. The evening's program includes a procession of...
Now look at that picture. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get real. Yeah? She's not with that man because he looks like Clark Gable. Get it? He's no... I don't want to sound shallow, but she's there because he's a billionaire. The reason she accepted his invitation is because he's a billionaire. Yeah? This is all money motivated. He's no George Clooney. Do you see my point? This shows character. To me, this shows character. That she is being treated like she is Elvis's wife. That she is the reason Elvis is remembered by this billionaire because he's in love with the image of Priscilla, how she looked in the 60s and 70s. Yeah? Does this billionaire man, I know nothing about him, but does he care one iota of the truth? Does he care about the truth? The way that Priscilla has treated Elvis and Lisa Marie? This man's not interested. All he's interested in my opinion, for entertainment purpose, is he likes Priscilla. I guarantee you that he has fancied Priscilla since the 1960s. Finally, he's a billionaire. He can invite people like Priscilla, hold their hand, spend an absolute fortune on them, buying them loads of clothing and parading them around as if they are the royal family. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Do you get it?
Debutantes from around the world in white gowns and the presentation of the first same-sex couple in 2022. This year, the ball welcomed a host of celebrities, including comedian Oliver Posher, model Pappas Loveday, and designer Harold Gluckler. Priscilla Presley, however, was undoubtedly the star of the evening, seated in Lugner's lodge as his guest of honor. A tribute to a...
See that? Seated in Lugner, I'm guessing his name's Lugner, as the guest of honor. She was the guest of honor. Yeah. So I think I've made my point. The point I'm trying to say, yeah, is that she's getting all this. So let's type in guest of honor. She's getting this treatment because she once married Elvis. No other reason. And that the con is that she saved Elvis's legacy, which is bullshit. Let's just see. I think, did he say that his name was Lugner? Yeah, isn't this, let's have a look. Let's see if we can get one more. Here we go. Is that a press conference? Here we go. Stop. Hey. Hi, Joanne.
Perfect. Before we start, let me ask you a few questions. You arrived.
I mean, this is the first time, of course, I've been here, and he's showed me some sights to make me feel comfortable here. The hotel is wonderful. I have no complaints whatsoever. I wish I could stay and see more.
I have no complaints whatsoever. Could you imagine the amount of money this man has spent on Priscilla? This is an all expenses trip to beautiful Austria by a billionaire. And why? What did she do to deserve that? What did she do? Honestly, what did she do to deserve that? Her only thing is she once was married to Elvis for a brief time. Remember, they married in 1967. They were all done and dusted by 1970. Yeah? In 71, she was with Mike Stone. I know the divorce happened in 73, but in 71, she was with Mike Stone. Priscilla's marriage to Elvis was literally a couple of years, at the most. And don't forget, in 68, a year after they got married, she's been having sex with Steve Peck, the dance instructor. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? This is ridiculous, but let's play the rest of it.
Because, and everyone, the people here have been incredibly nice, and welcoming.
To meet you. You have been in your childhood to Germany before. Do you still remember certain things like food?
I don't have any interest in eating sweets. I don't know why. It's sugar. I try not to eat. Well, I don't eat a lot of sugar or anything. I am a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for a long time.
She's a vegetarian. We won't talk about that. So the sugar thing, I like that, but I would do, wouldn't I? Right. I think I would. Let's just have a little look at this. Play a little bit more.
Did you call me Priscilla?
I say Priscilla.
He said you said Priscilla.
They always make jokes with me.
We have fun. We have fun, right? We have good laughs.
I'm not even going to comment on that. Now, I'm not having a dig at the billionaire. I'm more just saying what I'm using it as an example. That people, the way people treat Priscilla is not normal. She's treated as if, literally, as if she is the only reason that Elvis is remembered. Let me just see. I want to get her in that dress because I'm trying to show you with Lugnor. I know nothing about this person. Let's see if it comes up. Austria, with Lugnor in Austria. I don't think it's going to come up. It doesn't matter. I think I've made my point. The point I'm trying to make is that why is she being treated like this? It doesn't make sense. So let's have a look. Is that it there? Vienna board. Let's just see.
I was watching all the people passing by.
I'm not even. I'm gonna hang on a minute. Let me just. I'm gonna turn the music off, otherwise it'll get blocked. Right. There we go. That's the one I want to show you. See that dress she's wearing. That is a bloody expensive dress. That would have been that. I guarantee you that was given to her by the billionaire Richard Lugner. Richard Lugner. Let's get his name up. Richard, isn't he a property tycoon? Let's see what. I want to just see if it shows her parading in the dress. I don't think it's going to. So no, it's not going to. But it doesn't matter because we've seen enough. I think I've made my point. Right. So. Okay, guys, I've got a few more couple of minutes. I'm going to quickly read your comments. I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams today because my wife and the kids are going out. So the whole point of this live stream today, we're going to spend the day exposing Priscilla. Yeah, because of the book being released in September, the more we do to expose Priscilla is a liar. There's a fake storyline that we are being scammed and conned by a fake narrative that is unfair to Elvis, unfair to Lisa. Yeah. So we are concentrating on Priscilla at the moment. Yeah. So I'll just quickly check some of your comments and then I'm going to go off and we're going to come back to another part. Okay, guys? Yes. Obviously you lot are infuriated that she would get buried at Graceland, but I think I've made you understand that they don't see it the way we see it. They see it via the scam, via the con, via the fake propaganda. Yeah? Yeah, so Karen says, it makes me so angry because of the brainwashing. Yeah. It is brainwashing. People don't like that word, but it is. Karen says, I understand what you're saying. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Something's going on with Debbie. Debbie, we all send you love. We all pray for you. I think, is there something happened with your sister-in-law? So Debbie, we send you love. We team Elvis, we group hug you. Okay, Debbie, we're with you. Okay. I'll try to say nice. Priscilla wasn't a Presley. She just married one. Sorry. Hi, Pat. That's a new name, Patty. Hello, Patty Dotson. Have you been with us before, Patty? Thank you for your comment. So Kate's gonna comment later. So yeah, so Emily made a good point that that Vienna trip was around the time Lisa died. God rest her soul. We all miss her, of course. Yes, Pamela, I agree. She's not a celebrity. She's not. He paid the celebrities to have the date with him. Some got $500,000. Hi, Jojo. I'm not surprised. She looks very happy. Yeah, remember, she's 78. She looks very happy. I'd like to know how close that was to the date that poor Lisa passed. I'd like to know. I don't know the details of that. She looks like she's lapping it up, loving every minute of it. I think that's it. Okay, guys, I'm going to come back. So we're carrying on the theme today of exposing Priscilla and defending Elvis, Lisa Marie, and the bloodline. We're trying to understand the consequences of this book. We're trying to get a feel for what's going to be in the book based on what we know so far. Elaine posted something on Facebook. I want to do a bit of play some of Presley Mania's video she posted last night on her feelings about the book release, Priscilla's book release, Elvis and Me Too. So we're messing about a bit today. We're just trying to get a feel, and we're also trying to show that we're very upset this book's happening. This second book's going to be released. So hopefully I will be able. I'm going to try and let you all know, guys. Yeah, that I'm going live. But I better go, guys. I'll be back. We've just done another hour, so that's two. This is our second show today. I reckon we're going to do a few today because I'm free all day. Thanks, guys. Take care. Thank you for joining me. And take care, guys. I'll be back soon. I think probably half an hour. Take care.